Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going over the infographic made by Oypic for the Shadowfrost bosses and also mini bosses, the optimal teams which have been found so far. So let's go ahead and begin with the main boss, the Grim Executioner. The number one best team is going to be a Celestial Hypogean Chimera team, and even if you have, as you see here, one copy of Kulu, you can just run the Kulu here. Rainier in front of Chimera, blue turn on the right, pink turn on the left, Soren so impacting the Rainier, and Elucia in front of Kulu. And this will be with the Starblast artifact, which everyone has access to right now. And it is best to run these teams, the Rainier teams, when the boss is below 50% health, because he provides execution stat to the Chimera behind him, and that is going to allow her to deal more damage when the boss is below 50% health. But you can run it above 50 as well. Then you have the best team 2, which is good for when the boss is above or below 50% health. Both is equally as good. And the best version is going to be a Celestial Hypogean version, but this also is going to be a little bit pay to win. As you see here, you can run the Saida or Athalia in the slot, or Athalia or Taline in the slot. Bailran will need to be Mythic plus 10 exclusive equipment or higher if you want to run this team. And then you can make use of this. Wheel Thruster in front of Bailran, Illusion in front of Saida, Lucy in front of Faramore, and then you have the Elucia in the upper left with the Starblast spell. Now, the no Celestial Hypogean version of this team is going to be more free-to-play friendly. Theodore in front of Faramore, you have Coco behind the Faramore, Mikola up front, Brian to the left of Mikola, and then you have the Snow Stomper with the Starblast spell. This is the best version if you don't have these Celestial Hypogean heroes. This is still doing pretty well, as you see here, 16 to 17 billion damage. And then we have a third team, which is an Odie Lightbearer squad team. Hugin in front of Odie, you have Muriel in front of Bonnie, Cassidy to the left of Hugin, and Tessio behind the Odie with the Starblast spell. So these are the top boss teams that you can run, depending on if you have these heroes upgraded, like if you have Bailran builds, and you can run one of the Celestial Hypogean. It can even be Taline, Natalia, Saida, whichever one you have built, then you will be able to run this team. Otherwise, you can just run the Wilder version, which is also going to be very good. The best number one team can work even at the Kulu one copy. Okay, so next up now we have Shadow Marilee and Shadow Eironn. Now, for Shadow Marilee, the important thing is that every single team that you've seen for Grim Execution will also work well for Shadow Marilee. However, there are some bonus teams here which are Mauler teams. Now, the reason why there is no Mauler team for Grim Executioner is if you read over here, the Grim Executioner is immune to physical damage, and so Lone Gaze is a physical damage dealer. There's no point of running a Mauler team into Grim Executioner. But into Shadow Marilee and Shadow Eironn, the Mauler teams are good, and that's why we have these bonus teams. So the team number one is going to be a Zandrock Zany team. Hugin in front of Zany, her two turrets right beside her on the right side. Mikola in front of Kruger, again running the Starblast artifact because that is the best. Lone Gaze and Zandrock, and this is good for Shadow Marilee, and this is also good for Shadow Eironn. If you look at the two teams here, the best team for Shadow Eironn and even the bonus team for Shadow Marilee number one, these are both good for these mini bosses, and this is the best team for Shadow Eironn as well, exactly the same positioning. I'm not sure what Ascension Zandrock needs to be. It's not mentioned here. You could try it even if he's at lower Ascension. I think it should be fine because I think a lot of damage is coming from Zany and the Lone Gaze. Okay, and then you have the bonus team number two for Marilee, which is going to be a Sinbad Sonia Lone Gaze team with the Maulers. This is also a good option for Shadow Marilee. For Shadow Eironn, it isn't recommended because Smokey will keep getting interrupted, and that is not going to allow him to heal effectively. But I think worst case, you could probably try it. Also, with the Zany team, I don't know if it can work as Zany at lower Ascension. Again, that isn't mentioned here, but it could be worth giving a try. And then finally, we have the best charms. So the charms would want to be upgraded on the damage dealers, like for example Chimera, Zany, Odie, Faramore, but also on the key supports which provide a good charm quality bonus, like the twins, like Kulu. Oh, it's the one that I think ramps up damage onto the enemy targets, and that's probably a reason she's working pretty well here. Hugin, Rainier, Lucy also has the same effect as Kulu, if I remember correctly, as a charm quality bonus, ramping up damage onto the enemy target. And as for the other teams scattered across the Battle Drills map, we have another infographic made by Oypic, and this is going to be color-coded. So basically, if you want to attack the tower number 11 here, it is the red color, which means you're going to want to run one of these teams which are optimal into a red stronghold. Basically, depending on which enemies are in each tower, there is going to be an optimal team you can run into it, and that is why you have these blue strongholds, green coded, and red coded, depending on which enemies you are facing. Okay, now for the red strongholds, it is going to be kind of like that standard AoE damage team. We have Eironn, Parissa for AoE damage, and then Faramore. And after you get buffs picked up from the map, then you can run a different version of it with Valar as well, rather than the twins. But both of these are great options. And then there's this experimental Celestial Hypogean team, which you can give a try as well for these red strongholds. For the blue strongholds, you're going to want physical damage because there are magical damage reduction heroes you're going to be facing. Even sometimes there are crowd control resistant heroes. So this blue stronghold team is going to be a lone gaze team with Zany and her turrets, Hugin as well buffing up the Zany. You could probably try even at lower ascension of Zany, but basically here we have a good option. If you had to try something different, for example, if you didn't have Zany, I would recommend like a Sinbad team with the Maulers. Sinbad, Sonya, and Maulers does pretty well, or maybe even Hugin and Sinbad. And then for the green strongholds, there are only 2 of them. And this one is actually clearable with few heroes. Only 3-man team is good enough to like nuke these towers, and that is why that is an optimal recommended, which is Sonya, Sinbad, and Vala, just for great physical damage. And then you have Tessio as well. Shout out to the other people who contributed to this infographic, which were J-Bar, Oipik, Salty Noodles, Ashu, Your Mistress, and Zephyr. These are all people who do testing and battle drills and try to come up with optimal teams. So anyway guys, hopefully this is helpful. Good luck with battle drills, and you can feel free to share this with your guild as well. If there's any other teams that are working for you, feel free to share them in the comment section. That's always appreciated. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, there's a link to that in the description of this video, and we talk about everything related to AFK Journey there. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.